The hotel is under attack. Everyone's in danger. Head to the hotel and hurry.
Communication through ergo. An interesting parlor trick. Quite the performance, PinochoSouls. But your lies will be useless in the new world. The world of truth. But you are worth studying in the meantime.
What could it be? Come on, pal. No time to lose. The Stargazer isn't transmitting. And I'm not sure why. You know... Well, so there's something horrible in front of the hotel. It might be worse than what we saw at the cathedral. All right, tighten up your springs and let's go. So what's happening now? Let's get back to the hotel and our friends.
Va?
Este es un pasillo largo que conduce a lo que son los baños de lo tener, creo que se apagan todas las luces.
You're alive. I was worried because I didn't hear from you. The stalkers have kidnapped Geppetto. It was the fox, the cat, and the Black Rabbit Brotherhood. But really, I sense Simon is behind this. First, go to the second floor and make sure everyone is okay. Antonia might know a secret passage. First, Antonia...
Para que ya... Creo que el pinche gato me tiró.
Mr. Stalker, it's a relief you're safe. You surprised me, but make no mistake, you're always welcome. Stalker, please.
Aquí estaba el hound, ¿no? Ya haber hecho algo. Ah, no, ya está.
Who's there? I'll never open this door. You might as well give up. Oh, it's you. Give me a sec.
I'm sorry, child. Geppetto has been kidnapped.
You're here. That's a relief. Being trapped. It's good to be free. When you came in, you reminded me of the Hound. Probably because both of you saved my life. Thank you so much. You're here. It's good when you came in.
You have my personal thanks for saving. Do look after him.
Thank you for another timely rescue. I talk a big game, but when push comes to shove, surely there must be something that... Thank you. I talk. Surely.
It was a planned ambush.
I'm afraid there's nothing we could have done. More than anything, I'm concerned about how it shocked Lady Antonia. All this...
I'm sorry, child. Geppetto has been the alchemists planned the whole thing. All while we were hiding. I certainly didn't expect an attack on the hotel. The possibility never crossed my mind. My portrait. Play this chord on the piano in my room.
Soon, but be warned. The truth, like you. Show me. I knew it. It might be the only path to whatever choice you make.
It's good to be free. When you came in, the hotel has security measures against human infiltrators. I thought it was strange that they didn't. He must have switched the security off. Alidoro. Who in the world was he? Well, I suppose that's a pointless question now. You're here. That's a relief.
It was a planned ambush. More than anything, I'm...
pedo, a ver.
Ese es el camino. Y a donde iba está el pero para estar a pie de trabajar por una para poder llegar a las oficinas de la para accesar a las oficinas. Y luego ya en el tercer nivel está el casino.
Who would have guessed all this was beneath the hotel? Wait. Is this the relic of Trismegistus? You know, it's the strangest feeling. I think I've been here before. Maybe I haven't gotten all my memories back after all. I don't know exactly what's going on, but someone was dragged away from here. We have to follow. Hurry!
dance of ours will come to an end. No one's ever danced longer, I promise, my friend. Will you stay with me too and face whatever is coming? For today's a new day, and we have to keep running. I knew that you would, and I find that refreshing. So, the King of Riddles will now hear your confession. Blind confessions reveal one's true guilt. True confessions of blood being spilt. This one's black and white. A no or a yes. Is Geppetto's creation a killer? Confess.
Son mucha gente.
Bravo, fantastico. The spilling of blood is one of life's pleasures. And murder? A passion of mine. One I treasure. Don't be ashamed or embarrassed about it. Murder honors life by living without it. Impending death makes you think on existence, huh? Isn't that just so human? You're going the distance. Now stand up straight, chin out. Here's your key. This isn't the last you'll be seeing of me. I hope you enjoyed our time, second fiddle. But for now, that's farewell from the King of Riddle.
Cops have to deal with all sorts of violent and dangerous criminals every day. But what happens when it's their very own family they have to arrest?
Jenny, why are you pushing me? Caitlin, knock it off!
This is Officer Kovac, a policeman who didn't approve of his daughter's relationship with 18-year-old Makai Coleman. After tracing his daughter's laptop to the residence, he spotted Makai's car driving by and decided to pull it over.
You can get out. You're going to jail. Get out. Have a seat in my car. We'll make shit up as we go.
It's immediately clear that this isn't a normal police interaction. That last phrase, "we'll make it up as we go," is obviously unprofessional and quite scary too. Officer Kovac has a personal and emotional connection to this case and has even made an unlawful traffic stop because of it. Even if he did have a valid reason to pull Makai over, he should have radioed for another officer to handle the stop. But instead, he's taking things into his own hands.
Any guns, knives, weed on you? What's that? Go ahead, get smart before I can do something to you, even more.
The passenger side door opening means someone is still in the vehicle, and it turns out to be another of his daughter's friends, but she's still nowhere to be seen.
I tell you get out of the car? Can I tell you get out of the car? Dad, no, my daughter's in your house?
Conveniently, Kovac managed to pull them over right next to the friend's house, so he decided to have a chat with the mother after remembering his daughter's laptop also showed her inside of this house.
Why is her computer?
Why would your daughter be in my house?
I don't know. You know, so if I check and you're lying to me, you're going to jail.
And I'm not lying.
She's getting a ticket because she wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so that's going to cost you $20.
Then go back, I don't want
That's fine. I will.
The woman politely invites Kovac to search her home despite having no legal obligation to. He tells her that because her daughter wasn't wearing a seatbelt, he's going to write them a ticket for $200, causing the woman to revoke her consent to search. It's becoming clear just how much he's willing to abuse his power to solve his own personal issues. So the woman decides to speak up.
Hey, you're making this
You're being
personal.
disorderly.
How am I being disorderly?
She wasn't wearing a
I
seatbelt.
was wearing my seatbelt. You're making this personal. You want to ticket my daughter because you think your daughter is in my
No,
house.
she wasn't
So
wearing a
whatever you
seatbelt.
call it, I'm going to call 911.
Realizing exactly what's going on, the girl's mother reminds Officer Kovac that what he's doing is both unprofessional and illegal. But in a scramble to prevent the woman from calling his colleagues to the scene, he decides to let her daughter go without a ticket before discovering something nobody could predict.
I didn't even see you. Get out of the car. Get in my car. Go ahead, you guys are good. Ma'am, they could go with you.
The officer's daughter, Caitlin, had been hiding inside Makai's car the entire time, obviously terrified of what her father might do to her and her friends. It turns out her fear wasn't unfounded, as he proceeds to essentially kidnap his own daughter by forcing her into his vehicle.
Get in my car. Goodbye.
You can't take me. I am 18. You have to give me a reason. By law, Yanni, why are you pushing me? Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Caitlin! Knock it off!
You don't want me! I know! Why you can't do this? 5 minutes ago!
Get in the car. She's going to the hospital because she said she was going to kill herself Friday.
No, I said it!
Caitlin is essentially being kidnapped here. She's broken no laws and is legally an adult, meaning she can stay or go with anyone she wants. But despite that, he tells her that she has to come with him to the hospital, as she needs a psychological evaluation. There's no need to point out just how badly Officer Kovac handled the entire situation. Internal Affairs did that for us. It was quickly concluded that Kovac acted illegally and irresponsibly. During the entire interaction, Kovac was listed as an available unit and was called to a domestic abuse case, but he never responded. Officer John Kovac was later fired from the police department for his unprofessional behavior. But it's not only police officers that can be protective parents, though. Take this example from Vermont, when a 52-year-old father tried using an excavator to attack the officers that were arresting his own kid. What you're watching is essentially two people threatening each other with deadly weapons. The cops are in an extremely tough position here. They have to keep control of the detained suspect while also talking down his father, all while in a life or death situation.
For all available units, I've got 343 and 254 in a 1010.
Unfortunately, this is where the footage ends. However, you can make out the radio dispatcher informing other officers of a 1010 at the address. A 1010 is a fight in progress, and more units are quickly dispatched to help these two officers take control of the situation and take the entire family into custody. The son was arrested on charges of burglary and assault, while the father was also taken into custody and arrested. In both of these cases so far, a cop's family member hasn't been directly arrested, but this next case shows what happens when a cop has to arrest his own daughter for a DUI.
You stopped with this shit, you're arrested for DUI.
On the 28th of December 2022, a witness had observed a white vehicle strike a traffic light and then quickly drive off. A part of the vehicle's bumper had fallen off in the road after the hit. Around 15 minutes after the call, police located the suspect's vehicle at a gas station across the road, but the driver was the last person they expected.
Come back from Applebee's?
Yeah, I had a drink.
Okay. How old are you?
21. My dad is,
Listen. Your bumper's in the road over there. Did you just hit that pole?
No, I promise I did not.
No?
The very thing 21-year-old Teresa says is that her dad is an officer with the local PD, possibly hoping that he'd come and get her out of the situation. But the cops at the scene are sure that things are way past that.
You left Applebee's.
Yeah, I left Applebee's.
You cut through the plaza. You came out by Lowe's and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Did you hit the traffic pole that's right there?
No, I did not hit the traffic pole. This part was hanging off already. I hit a deer in Pennsylvania because I go to school in...
Do you smoke marijuana recreationally?
No, I do not smoke marijuana universally.
Universally, smoking marijuana isn't the only part of her story that doesn't make any sense. She's saying that her bumper was already hanging off from an accident in Pennsylvania around 25 miles away, and it just happened to fall off right as another car identical to hers struck a traffic light. But Teresa has a trick up her sleeve that might just get her out of this. At least, that's what she hopes.
I hit a deer.
You see this?
I hit a deer before this. You can ask my dad.
This piece fell off at the traffic light that you hit, that you knocked over. 6-7, do you have another unit out with you?
You call my dad? He's the sheriff's officer.
Alright, hang out.
Over the course of just a few minutes, Teresa brings up her dad over 5 times, obviously praying that he'll be able to find a way for her to get out of this. But before he can come to rescue her, the cops are starting to zero in on what really happened and begin to get at least some of the truth from Teresa.
Did you drive away because you're scared because you had maybe had one drink and you think you're drunk?
Yeah.
And you might get arrested, but you don't seem like you're drunk?
Yes.
So you want to just tell the truth?
Yes, I'm telling you the truth.
So after Applebee's, did you hit a traffic pole? You can't miss it. It lights up. It's red, green, and yellow.
I hit a curb.
You hit a traffic signal.
No, I hit a curb.
Yeah, you went up the curb, you hit the traffic signal fell down, and you left.
I was texting. If you
Okay.
just call my dad, he would tell you.
Well,
It's the
here's
sheriff's
the
officer,
thing.
I promise
Your dad, the
you.
sheriff's officer, wasn't driving your vehicle today.
In just this one short conversation, Teresa admits that she did hit something, that she's more intoxicated than they realized, and that she was texting while driving. 3 driving faults that can each come with their own punishment. So now that the truth has come out, the detectives decide to speak with her father, John. But it turns out he's not there to help her.
What's going on? Hey, John, how are you? So your daughter hit a traffic wall. Okay. Where's the damage on the car?
Here.
Okay, the damage on that car there, I think it was like the front.
right bumper?
John explains that Teresa did hit a deer earlier and that the damage was on the front right bumper, but it was nowhere near as serious as the damage the car was currently sustaining.
Can I come out? Are you guys out there?
That's up to you. I'll see if she wants you to come out, if she wants, you to drive her home.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Let me come out there and I'll see you guys. Thank you.
Okay, alright, sounds good.
It looks like Teresa isn't going to be getting the salvation she was hoping for from her dad. And just 5 minutes later, he arrives at the scene to talk with the cops.
I always welcome. So,
why don't I read the cards? I am a
That makes no sense. No. Tried to get some more information out of her, but and then that piece of bumper there. So, for the other one, was it just like the bumper wasn't hanging like that?
Yeah, no, so what it was is basically this was intact.
Okay.
This piece was missing. If it's just scratch it here, that's all from her gear that she the officers.
So right now, this is going to be my call.
Okay.
Come down.
Okay, gotcha.
He's going to be providing more details.
Okay, who's your supervisor? Not that one, dude. I'm just asking.
The cops who were first at the scene almost seem as though they're expecting John to try and make excuses for his daughter, and get extra nervous when he asks who their supervisor is. Obviously, there are countless examples of corruption where officers, especially those in the higher ranks, are able to use their power to prevent their family from getting into trouble. However, the officers quickly realize all he's trying to do is gather all the information on the incident so he can make a fair assessment himself. This quickly becomes evident as he checks his text messages from her to try and create a timeline of events.
I just want to show you this so you can see it. You home 10:39. What do you think time do you think that initial call came? Because she probably hit it and was like, Dad, what the fuck do I do?
Somewhere between 10:45 and 11.
That's about right.
When we were talking to her, she wasn't telling us what she fed off.
I mean, lying to she knows better. I'm a cop. She knows not to do that. Well, maybe she didn't even. Do you think she? I'm not once. I'm saying she didn't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to be very clear about that. But she might not even look at the freaking car to see if there's any difference.
However, despite John's willingness to help the officers out, the sergeant at the scene asks him not to get involved, so to guarantee the integrity of the investigation. So far, everything other than Teresa's conduct has been perfect and is a great example of proper policing. So, it's back to focusing on what Teresa had mentioned earlier. She says she'd only had one drink at Applebee's, but it's starting to seem as though she may be a little more drunk than they realized. Suspicions that were only confirmed after some field sobriety tests.
And everything that happened today, right? I don't think that you were okay to safely operate the motor vehicle.
Dad!
So,
Dad!
You gotta
Dad! Where's my dad?
Oh, your dad's right over here.
You stop with this shit in the car.
Okay,
you're arrested for DUI.
Got it. Have a seat.
After being forced into the police vehicle by her own dad, Teresa was driven to the police station where her blood alcohol level was tested. It came back as 0.17%, over twice the legal limit. As of this upload, Teresa is still awaiting her penalty, but has been issued a court summons for driving under the influence, reckless driving, and failure to report a car accident. Teresa's dad followed protocol perfectly, but what happens when instead of the dad being called to handle his daughter, it's the daughter who calls the cops on her own dad? Well, that's exactly what happened on the 24th of March 2023, when officers were called to a domestic violence case that turned out to be nothing like they expected.
Can you?
Hello, my only friend. Being angry for someone else's sake. I hope I find someone I can be. Hello, my only friend.
Oh, you're here. No trace of Alidoro inside, though. And the Hermit's next stop is the relic of Trismegistus, one of Alidoro's favorite. I'm curious why. Oh. Maybe I'm getting the... I'm trying to track down...
imágenes. Son de magia.
It's better.